Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I have been without internet on and off for the past, I don't know, 2 weeks. And so I have been waiting for the internet to come back up or be fixed so I can do a flip through of my Orderly October Junk Journal Challenge that I'm doing with Dear Julie Julie. So, let's just get right into it because my phone keeps ringing and I keep telling people you can't call me when I'm trying to do a video. So the Orderly October part was we had to do everything in a certain order, and that was a real challenge for me because one of the last things that we had to do was the cover. And I generally do my cover first because that's going to determine what goes in the journal, but we had to do the embellishments first and then pick our extra pages and then put it together with our cover. And so it ended up to be a little bit bigger than I normally make them. So it is 6.5 wide by 9.25 tall. So this here is a tassel that I made from a lot of the different fabrics. I don't know how well you can see that. So different fabrics and stuff that are actually in the journal itself that I used. Some bits of the cover fabric, some broken jewelry, and I attached it with a ring binder because that way, if you want to, you can take it off and use this as a keychain. So some sari silk. I believe I got this from eBay, and some wooden beads on both ends. Here's my cover. My husband had to have a little say-so in this. When I showed it to him, he said, it's missing something. It looks a little naked. And so I added this at his suggestion, and I'm glad I did because I actually like it. So let's open her up here. So I ended up with 5 signatures, and because there's so much in each signature, it got really heavy, and so I had to reinforce the entire inside with chipboard. And this chipboard is decoupaged with a dictionary, or dictionary pages from, the dictionary is like 1902 or 1906, something like that. And just to ensure that the edges would not come up because this paper is extremely fragile, I used some varnish over top of it just to make sure that it was not going to come off in any way. And a lot of these pages are the same, so I'm just going to go through and show you the elements. So our first page here, we have a double pocket. This is a hem from either a pillowcase or a bed sheet. I like to reuse as much stuff as I possibly can. This is a new page idea that Dear Julie Julie came up with, and what it is a 12 by 12 scrap of paper, a 12 by 12 scrapbook piece of paper. Folded it in half to make a diamond shape out of it, leaving about a 1/2 inch or so. And then you fold in the 2 bottom flaps and tack them down. So I believe it's called a double tuck with a double tuck tack. And so I have a pocket here. I added this pocket. It wasn't necessarily part of it. Oh, see, and I think I'm going to have to put some varnish on that too because that dictionary page is coming off. And then we have a pocket here. This is an index card dyed with avocado solution. And then another little tag. This is made out of either a clothing tag or maybe extra piece of this chipboard. Some packing paper. We had used at least 2 different Dear Julie Julie digitals, and we had to use at least 10 pages from both of them. So all the digitals that you'll see in here, the majority of them are Dear Julie Julie. This is the last video I did showing you how to make a really quick and simple waterfall just from a piece of scrapbook paper, and embellished it. And then I attached it to one of the elements that I had to make was called a any one thing, and we had to make that any one thing 4 times. And so the any one thing that I picked was jelly plate prints. I'm not very good at that. Practice makes perfect, so I will be practicing that. So eventually I will do a video on jelly prints. But this is what I came up with. And so not to waste any of the paint, whatever was left over on the brayer, I just rolled it off on the back of each of my pages. And I did use the same color scheme with both of them. I believe this is burnt sienna and then ochre. I don't know if I used any others, but we'll find out. Here we have a double tuck with a mystery, and that mystery is a hidden journaling spot. And I put this here so you know that it opens. Avocado dyed paper, and each of my centers for 4 of the signatures is Edith Holden book. And my book jewelry, this was a necklace that was not broken, but in my opinion was too hideous to wear, so I cut it up and I made book jewelry out of it, and I do have a lot left, so I can make a lot of book jewelry with that. This piece of cardstock came out of a pack that I get at Dollar Tree, and it is seasonal, so depending on what time of year you're buying it, if they happen to have them in stock, you're going to get different colors. And I just added a fake leaf tuck spot on here, and this is what Julie calls a tip-in. And I tried to accentuate this with some rust water splatter. However, this is kind of thick and it didn't seep through. So I just flipped it over and I splattered some rust solution on here. And then I inked it with some ground espresso. And this is a Dear Julie Julie digital right here. I just cut it out and made it a little pocket. And this is just a little notebook that is made from the scraps of the paper, so I wouldn't waste anything. This is glued in, but I did put washi tape on there, just in case, because I don't want it to fall out. So there's the other side of that. All the leaves. I live in the woods, so I have plenty of leaves to choose from. And here's the other side of that, double tuck and tack. We got some cheesecloth up here. I did sew it down, but that looked kind of bulky, so I put a brad in there to hide that bulkiness. And this here's a piece of copy paper that I coffee dyed, and I got some really cool placemats that made that, and I would show it to you right now, but I am drying some paper outside, and I'm using that. And the paper I'm drying outside right now is tea, and I'm not sure it's going to come up that good, but we'll see. Clothing tag. This here is a piece of material that I actually made for my last month's challenge. I have been saving all my thread ends and little bits, and I finally got enough to put them all on a piece of washable interfacing, and then you sew it all and keep sewing and sewing until you know it's not going to fall apart. And then I put it on a piece of muslin, and then I made the cover out of it. And I had a little, I have some pieces left over. That also looked kind of naked, so I put a little pocket right there. That's also Dear Julie Julie, and it is embossed. I don't think this is a Dear Julie Julie digital, but honestly, I do not know where I got it from. But we had to make a large tag with a job. So what I did was, this actually has 2 jobs. I put in a flip out, and I put this up here so you know it flips out. So now you have extra writing space. And then I just made a pocket on the other side. This is Dear Julie Julie, I believe this is from the Graphics Fairy. Just more journaling space for you. And there's the back. Clip it in there. That's an earring. It's really heavy. Otherwise, I would wear them. But because it's so heavy, I figure I would just use it as book jewelry. So this here is a napkin that's decoupaged on a piece of cardstock. And just for decorative elements here, I sewed it onto a piece of paper that looks like it might be leather, but it's actually from that same, this came out of that same pack, and same thing. This came out of that same pack that I got from the Dollar Tree. Like I said, it's seasonal. And so I just used the extra fabric from the cover. And this is actually a selvage edge right here. If you look closely, you can see the holes there from the edge. But the fabric itself, the entire inside of it is yellow. And so the camera here does actually not do it any justice. But when you tilt it back and forth in light or sunlight outside, this changes several different colors, and no matter what I've done, I cannot reproduce that on video. So the inside of that, one of the elements we had to make was a stenciled page, and so I just put two of my elements together. We had to decoupage a napkin, and then we had to do stenciling. So what I did here was I took just cheap acrylic white paint and a stencil, and I put that on there. And after it dried, I took some rust water solution and I painted the inside of it and I let it dry. And I did that because this is white cardstock and I didn't want it to be so stark white on white. But if you notice, the paint did not change color, just the sections of the paper that there was no paint on. More Dear Julie Julie. Let's see. This is another jelly print, and we had to do a double tuck open flap. And my double tuck here, I've got, these are from the Graphics Fairy, just some extra journaling spots for you. And then, oh, this actually goes in here. So you can take this card out. All right, it goes in there. That's there to know that you can flip it out. And if you move it right, you know that it comes out. And there was some writing here, so I just took a Dear Julie Julie digital, put a little stamp on there, and I turned that into a pocket. This is tea dyed, avocado dyed, more Edith Holden. I didn't put anything in here, but all of them are folded in either in like this one or out like this one, so you can stick pictures and stuff in there. More of that hideous necklace that turned out really pretty like that. Dear Julie Julie prints. This is tea dyed with sleepy time tea, so you can't really tell that it's dyed because it's not a very dark color. And here's the other side of that jelly print. I put way too much paint on there. That's why that's a stencil that I put on there with the burnt sienna, because I tried to use a different color here and you can't really see it. I don't even know what color that is. But I actually like the way it turned out, and I probably should have taken pictures of those beforehand, but I unfortunately did not. Okay, so this is an envelope that we took apart, and we had to put something in here so you can see it. This actually is not the pocket part. However, I put this little piece of lace here. I stapled it on so you know that it flips over. And I don't know how she accomplished that, but I actually had to use 2 different envelopes to cover up all the white space. And in doing so, I ended up with an extra pocket. And so I have a pocket here, a tuck here, and a pocket here. And then I added a little pocket here just because it was too boring without that. It looked kind of naked with just half of that being black and white on the bottom there. And then here's the other side of the envelope. Again, I put an extra pocket there, and this is just a piece of cardstock printed on a digital leftover to put in that pocket. And then a little tuck here. And this is craft paper. Here, so this is my center one, and one of the page elements we had to make was out of a policy pocket, and so that's what this is. And both sides are open, so there is pocket on either side. It looked kind of boring, so this is a Dear Julie Julie digital that I stitched and glued on. It's also inked around the edges. This particular journal, I used ground espresso for all of my inking and edging. Right, that's ground espresso. This here came out of that same paper pack I was telling you about, and I tried to use the ground espresso on this, and I got it wet to see if it would oxidize, and it really didn't on this. This is cheesecloth. Maybe that's why. I'm not really sure. But I like it anyway. I don't know where this digital came from. I believe it was a freebie. I've had it for a really long time. And I just made a little notebook out of this. And I was playing around with my oxides, spraying, or actually putting it on a piece of like wax paper or something, parchment paper, and then squirting some water on there just to see what it would do. And that's what I got out of that. Little digital. This is a Dear Julie Julie digital, I believe. This is just scrap paper. And I was trying to get a particular print on my jelly plate from this here. And so what I did was actually put this down first, and then I rolled the burnt sienna over top of it. I don't know if I used that other page, but we'll find out. More, actually, every insert in here, aside from the digitals, is those jelly plate prints. Both the negative and I have a little pocket in here. This is just a Glassine envelope bag, Glassine bag. I embossed it, and so I did use the ground espresso on this side just so you could see that it's raised. Didn't really like that one, but I figured I needed to, I'll just use it anyway, you know. Another piece of broken jewelry. We had to do a pocket with fabric and lace and a dangle. So that's what this is. And so just got some stuff in there. This is part of that paper that I dyed. Looks like a leopard, cheetah, I don't know, animal print. That's what it looks like. So here I have some Braille paper. And we had to, I don't even know what she called this, but it flips out this way, and this flips over and this flips out. And I don't think I'll be able to get this whole thing in the camera, but it's 21 inches long. The entire inside, I forget how tall it is, but I made a pocket out of the whole bottom part of it. And so there's 4 pockets in there. And it is attached as a signature in here. And then this is coffee dyed and avocado dyed. I can't wait to show you that, how that looks as a full piece of paper, because it's really cool. And this gets folded back up like that. And then this is made from that same paper, from that paper pack, with some little bling on there and some embroidery floss for the stems. The other side of that Glassine bag, I just cut off a sliver of the edge there to make it into a pocket. And then here's the negative of the one that is in the front. Yeah. Okay, another little pocket here. And then inside here, this is also a Dear Julie Julie digital, and the oxides worked a little bit better on that page, but I just did the same thing and then put it in here as a booklet and then stapled it together and called it a day. So here we have a fabric flip, and I forget exactly what we had to do here, but this is, I don't even know how old this is. Somebody gave it to me. This is upholstery fabric out of a sample thing that the store doesn't use anymore. So I don't know how old it is because it was gifted. But we did have to use stencils. So every page here has a different stencil on it. And for this, I used antique linen, only because I still want to be able to write on that and be able to read it. But I also want the stencil on there so you can see that it's decorated. This here is supposed to be a belly band with a mystery, I think. And so I actually have a belly band here. And this is one of my digitals. And then a little flower poking out there. And the mystery part is that it's also a pocket. And I have little journal cards throughout. Most of them do have little grommet or rivets in there, and they're all sewn. And we had to use some hoarded items in here too, and so both of these were actually hoarded items. I put this up here because it looked kind of bare, but now that I'm looking at it, I think that needs something right there. We'll see. Here we have, here's the other digital, or the jelly print that came out from this here. So when I put that down, I used the burnt sienna first, and then when I peeled off that doily, I put ochre on there, and that's what came out, and I really like that. So this one had to be, I forget, a snippet with a collage, and stenciled, right? So I stenciled on the inside. I believe this is forest moss, maybe peeled paint. I'm not exactly sure. One of the two. I do have both. And then just a little cluster, some fabric and some little bits of paper that I had left over. And that is actually sewn to the page. This here was supposed to be a double tuck. And I kind of got carried away. So it's actually a triple tuck. I don't know why. Oh, this one goes in here. That's why. So there's a pocket here, and a pocket there. That's what it looks like, empty. And I put those in different spots, not on top of each other, so you can see that there's actually two different spots in there to put stuff. Little hidden spot there. This is actually, I think, just a plain piece of copy paper, and I painted that with my rust solution, and that's what came out. I believe that's avocado dyed. More Edith Holden. More of that hideous necklace. And here's the other side of that one here. And this paper also came out of that same paper pad, and so I don't even know why I did that. Where did it go? I didn't want to make a tip-in out of it, and I didn't want to cut it off and waste any of that, so I just folded it so I could end up with a double pocket on the other side. Yeah, it's a double pocket. And this is tea dyed, but I don't really I don't wash my placemats very well that I use to make these designs with, and so the darkness on here is actually leftover coffee because I did not wash it very well. And it's got some bumps in there, so I'm guessing the cat helped out and laid on it. That's the other side of that doily thing. And this is packing paper, and I don't know what I was doing here. This is one of the elements that we had to make, and I don't remember what it's called, but it's a flip up with a flip down and a fold out. So it actually, let me see if I can be able to see that. Right, so it is attached to a piece of craft paper, which is thicker, and the pocket is made out of the packing paper. And I tried to do that oxide thing on here too, and I don't know what happened, but I don't really like it, but I'm not taking it out. It's staying there. So this here is just part of that same, I want to say it was a pillowcase. And I sewed it first, and so I stapled it on. I believe it's glued also. But we have a pocket here, and we have a pocket here. And this dictionary page, that's just covering up some of the stuff on the envelope. But you do have a little window there. And some lace. I got this lace off of eBay. And I staggered them so you could see this is actually a tuck spot. This is from the same, I think it's called Woodland Friends or something, from the Graphics Fairy. But I wanted to be able to see a little squirrel peeking out there. And then again with the dictionary page to hide stuff from the envelope. And then it's a little tuck spot with some more of that bedding hem. And I believe this is Graphic Fairy paper also. I don't know what I did there. Whatever I did, it's not going to happen again. All right, some more of that jelly print. And then here we have a double tuck. And this here is wrapping paper. And it's super shiny, so it does not like glue. So I had to actually stitch that together on that. And I put something up there and it didn't work. It fell off because of the stickiness here. And so I had to put a sticker there to hide some messy glue that I could not get off. Okay. And then here we have, Julie calls them a 6-pack, so the other part of this is on the other side. I made it into a little journal. So this is 1/3 of the 6-pack, little pocket there, some lace, little journaling spot. This is a photocopy of some paper that I dyed with rose petals. It was really too pretty to use, actually. I'm probably going to hoard it for a while. Dear Julie, Julie Digital, avocado, more Edith Holden with that necklace. Here, here's the other side of that 6-pack. And so what it is a piece of paper. It could be copy paper. I happen to use cardstock, so it's more sturdy. And here's the other side of that journal. And so you fold it in half longwise, and then there's 6 different pictures on here. So this is the second half of, this is the 2/3 of it, and I made pockets out of both of those, right? I also made a little journal out of little extra cut-offs that I had from paper. And then I put a little tuck spot right there for some extra journaling cards. This is that same paper from that same paper pack. And I don't know what happened, but I did not glue this one on. I didn't sew this one on. I don't know why I didn't do this at the same time. I guess I wasn't thinking. So I had to actually sew this music paper onto this wrapping paper and then glue it on. So the back is not shiny like that. It's just regular paper. So I was able to make it stay. I don't know what I was thinking. More of that digital, jelly print. And then this was one of the other elements that we were supposed to make. I forget what it was. I think it was supposed to be a double pocket using acetate. But I have a pocket here, and a pocket here. And I actually cut that piece there. This is trash or packaging. So I want to say that stickers came in that. And then I just added a second piece and cut it there so you can see that there's another pocket there. And it looked kind of naked, so I added a Dear Julie Julie digital here just for a little tuck spot. And then one of the elements that we had to do was an accordion pocket with 2 pages, or 2 pockets. So here's my accordion. This is made from a Dear Julie Julie digital, cut up in little sections. And I don't know how well you can see that, but that is actually the accordion part, cut off from this. This entire thing is one regular size 8.5 by 11. And so I cut it, so I have a little piece that's down here. I want to say it's 1 inch wide that's keeping that glued, so it will actually open. And then I didn't put anything in there. No, that's probably too big. No, this is also a pocket. That's too big because it's glued right there. I'll find something to put in there later. And this is just a piece of paper out of a notebook, just to have some more journaling spot in there. And then I had some extra Dear Julie Julie digital left over, and that dictionary page is hiding the staples on the top there. But then this is, one of my friends gave me some pomegranates the other day, and this is part of how they look. And again, I'm really lazy about cleaning that, so that's actually coffee stained on there. But it came out yellow. I don't know how yellow you can see this in the video, but I talked to my friend that gave it to me yesterday, and she said, oh, I have plenty more. And I said, I'll take them. So you have just a little extra journaling spot right there. All right. Also chipboard here, and there's chipboard here. So in the center to make that sturdy. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. If you would like to join our monthly challenges that Dear Julie Julie does, I will put her link in the description below, and hopefully you can join in the fun for November. She has a premiere that she does at 10:30 her time, so I think she's Pacific Standard Time. I'm not exactly sure. I just know that that means it's 1:30 my time when it comes out. I'm on the East Coast. So since today is the 1st, at 1:30 my time, she will be getting on there to explain November's challenge and what we need, and then we'll be able to print out everything and then get to work on November. So I hope you like what you saw. I do have a few other flip throughs that I need to do. If you would like something in particular that you would like me to make my way, see how I would do something, please leave a comment down below, and I try and answer every single comment. And hit like and subscribe if you would. That way you will get every video that I make. This is the first video that I've made this week, only because the internet has been down, and why bother if I can't post it, right? So I'm hoping to get out at least 1 or 2 videos a week, and maybe even more than that. We'll see how it goes. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Stay tuned.